Hi, my name's Sledge. This is my first YouTube video and I'm going to be showcasing Sea Power. This mission is a scenario I've created based off the old work I used to do back in the Air Force days. So we've got a quick message here and we'll quickly read it and we'll start doing the mission. Okay, so according to the signal we have to launch a P3 Orion and AWACS from RAF Caldwell, so we're going to do that now. So a bit of background here, I used to be a P3 maintainer back in the day. So yeah, we're just waiting for it to taxi out here to take off to head off to Ashmore Reef. Bear in mind, Sea Power is in early access at the moment, so they have some bugs that they're working through constantly, but they've been pretty proactive with that, which is awesome. Okay, we're about to line up and take off. We'll basically set a waypoint for them to hit Ashmore Reef, and we will have the E3 AWACS spawning very soon. It's probably the shortest takeoff I've ever seen from a P3, but there you go. I'll just bring up the main map and give them a waypoint.
Roger, turn 328. Roger, go to altitude. Roger, Buster.
And set his altitude and speed. And do the same thing for the AWACS.
Roger, turn 315. Roger, go to altitude. Roger, Buster.
And let's go meet the rest of our fleet. Okay, so obviously I couldn't use Australian vessels, so this is an Oliver Hazard Perry ship that we've got here doing some ASW training at the moment. Sagtara here is our support group, so we have a landing helicopter deck which has some aircraft and helicopters that we can use later on in the mission. We also have another support group here as well, just to assist in reconnaissance.
New surface contact detected. New surface contact detected.
So if you're interested in this game, it is in early access at the moment. It's approximately 60 Australian dollars. And it's been a lot of fun so far, and I'm really looking forward to where they go in the future with this game. I've tried to keep this mission very simplistic, based off a real life scenario with some little added bits and pieces of bonuses in there. But also this game covers a lot of other areas where you can use aircraft carriers, Russian units, and it's across the whole map as well of the world, so it's very good for mission scenario design.
New surface
So I did take some liberties with this mission. RAF Cornwall does not exist, but I put it so that it's somewhere close to where Ashmore Reef is, just to, because obviously RAF Darwin, where we used to deploy from, is a fair distance away. So this is just to keep things a little bit tighter. As you can see at the moment, we're picking up some contacts on the ESM system, but we're not going to be able to fully develop the picture until we get some assets closer and try and interrogate these contacts to verify they're bad guys or not.
Track.
So I'm just going to separate this support group from Sig Anzac and send him off in a different direction, and we'll move the warship in to intercept these contacts we have out here to our east.
Turn to course 217. Ahead standard. Maneuvering aye.
At the moment, this guy has his towed sonar array out, so we're going to pull that in before we do anything else.
Recover the towed array. Sonar aye.
If you speed up too quickly with the towed sonar out, you can damage it, so that's why we're going to just take our time with it.
Ahead 2/3. Maneuvering aye. Turn to course 134. Helm aye.
So a bit of background on myself. I was a P3 maintainer for 20 years. So yeah, I enjoyed that job. It was good fun. There are plenty of workshop missions at the moment on the Steam Workshop. So yeah, go and check them all out. This one's a little bit more slow paced because it's based off real life, and I have run this mission. It was about 2 hours in total, but it didn't crash, so that was a good thing. I am running this on the beta version at the moment, where they've done some aircraft fixes and a few other things that have definitely improved the memory leak problems we've had in the past. So I'm just testing that at the moment. As you can see, the models have been done very, very well. I'm looking forward to some more DLCs and things in the future that will add extra units and combat forces to the game. Okay, looks like the towed sonar array's been retracted. Well, let's hit flank.
Ahead flank. Maneuvering aye.
Okay, looks like the aircraft are getting up to their cruising altitude, settling in. Just for your information, I'm definitely running an older computer here. I'm running a 1080 Ti video card with an old Intel CPU and 32 gig RAM, but it plays this game quite well. That's why, as a mission designer, I've tried to keep the amount of assets that are in the air and in the mission to a minimum to try and increase the performance of this scenario. So it appears we have some threats out here to the east, so I'm just going to get Reuben James to intercept, and we'll try and get some positive ID on these guys before we start engaging with missiles. Okay, so it looks like we have a ship in distress, so we need to go send an aircraft up to 60 nautical miles worth of Ashmore Reef, so we're going to send an F-15 out there, so we're going to hit RAF Caldwell and launch that aircraft.
Contact faded. Track.
Okay, while that aircraft's launching, we'll just keep overwatching this ship. The prime goal for the Operation Sovereign Waters, which is a bit of background to this mission, is the Australian Defence Force, the Australian government decided there's too many illegal boat people coming into the country. So we set up these patrols to try and intercept them and send them off to areas where they can be processed correctly. So I tried to develop this mission based off that. That originally started happening back in the mid-2000s, and I was involved in that. So yeah, so I thought I'd create this scenario for something interesting to do.
Ahead flank. On station. Ahead flank. Maneuvering eye. Roger. Turn 316.
Okay, so we're just going to use the ruler to try and measure out the distance, 60 miles northwest of Ashmore Reef, to figure out where this ship is. Okay, that looks about right.
Roger. Go to altitude. Roger. Go to altitude. 370.
So they do model fuel consumption in this game, so it's best to get these aircraft up to altitude, to their cruise altitude, and hopefully they can get there back to their return base. Okay, so we're starting to get some hostile classifications here, but they haven't fully classified them yet, so we'll hold off on the engagement until that happens. I'm going to set a range ring up for my weapon deployment so that we know when we can engage them once they've been classified.
Contact faded. Track.
So I know the missiles that I want to engage these vessels with, there's about 14 nautical mile range, so they're well within the envelope at the moment, but we're going to hold off until we get positive ID. So at the moment we're getting some ESM contact data from the E3 and the P3 Orion, but we haven't got full on identification yet.
Ahead full. Maneuvering eye. Roger. Go to altitude 1000.
We're just going to drop that P3 Orion down to 10,000 feet to see if he can pick anything up on his radar. I'll probably try and make this a couple of part series due to the complexity and size of the mission and the upload to YouTube. So we'll do this first engagement and yeah, we'll hopefully be able to release parts 2, 3 in the future. But I appreciate your time watching this, and if you like, subscribe and like it if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you don't, please put some comments down below and tell me how I could do things slightly differently during to this being my first YouTube video. And I appreciate it. Thank you. Alright, just going to put the surface search radio on for the Reuben James here, see if we can classify this guy.
Air search on. Radar high. Multiple surface contacts detected. Track 7008 is classified. Neutral ground unit.
Okay, so we found our missing ship here that's having some issues, so we're going to vector the cap in on that guy. Okay, if these guys haven't been identified within 10 nautical miles, I'm going to engage. Yep.
Engaging track 7006. Bulldog away. Track 7006.
Zoom on the missile track here, see if we hit him. I didn't want to use harpoons on these because they're very minimalistic with respect to this ship size.
Hit track 7006.
Yeah, that's a successful destruction. So we'll look at this next guy. Slightly change our course here. That's the first vessel down. Okay guys, I'm going to leave this for my first part of this mission. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll hopefully get the next ones uploaded soon. And have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.